We stood between the open door. The words we knew had said no more. Her eyes looked down, my hands were still, a space too wide, a breath to fill. No argument, no final plea, just waiting on what couldn't be. Before the quiet spoke, we hung on every joke, like laughter might rewind the fall, like echoes might still scale the wall. No word we broke. Before the quiet spoke, we listened hard to all we choked. The floor was clean, the air was thin, like love had left but not walked in. She brushed her sleeve like dust from years. I smiled too soft to catch her tears. A clock somewhere had paused its tick, as if the end had one more trick. Before the quiet spoke, the moment nearly broke. I saw her mouth begin to part, but silence beat her to the start, too sharp to cloak. Before the quiet spoke, it told me more than hearts provoke. It told me more than some farewells land without a sound, but leave the loudest kind around. And when the hush begins to rise, it casts the truth we can't disguise. Before the quiet spoke, the room exhaled its smoke. She turned not fast but like a thread, unspooling words we never said, no dream we stoke. Before the quiet spoke, I knew what love could not revoke. There used to be her coat right there, hung soft beside the wooden chair. The scent of books, a laugh at noon, a humming low that filled the room. But now the air is clean and cold, like something sacred growing old. When the room forgot the shape her silence brought, no echo rang along the sill, no breeze returned her voice to fill, just time that fought. When the room forgot, it let her go without a thought. cushion rose, the curtains dried. The mirror gave no look to hide. The shadows once where she would stand have leveled out like even sand. And though I searched each drawer and tile, the space refused to give a sign. When the room forgot, it emptied what was not. No photos blinked with secret code, no floorboard sighed beneath the load, no whisper caught. When the room forgot, it left me there with what it's not. Tired of names that wouldn't stay, or voices ghosted yesterday. When the room forgot, it turned without a blot, erased her footsteps from the door and begged me not to ask for more. No threat, no, not. When the room forgot, I understood what time had taught. They say the heart still keeps a trace of every smile, of every face. But in this room where we once lay, not even shadows choose to stay. The air is flat, the floor is dry, no whispers left, no echoes cry. Even her ghost fled, no hauntings in my bed, no creaking floor, no candle dim, no distant hum of phantom hymn, just space and dread. Even her ghost fled, like memory too tired to tread. I called her name into the night, but silence swallowed all the light. No chill upon the window pane, no voice that trembles in the rain. She didn't linger, didn't stay, not even dreams come through this way. Even her ghost fled, left not a thread, no perfume caught in linen folds, no glance behind the cupboard holes, no sign she bled. Even her ghost fled, like grief that simply instead. Some leave a mark in time's long spine, but she erased both hers and mine. I search in places most forget, but all I find is blank regret. Even her ghost fled. No visions overhead, just stillness deep enough to drown. No flickers dressed in tattered gowns, no voice I've wed. Even her ghost fled and left this house too dead to dread. The kettle sings, but not like her. No lilt, no laugh, no whispered stir. She used to hum while boiling tea. Now silence sits where she would be. The hallway holds a colder sound since all her vows stopped hanging round. Where her voice used to be is just the hum of memory. No melody to fill the room, no notes to chase away the gloom. I strain to hear a spoken trace, but only stillness takes her place. Where her voice used to be, there's only me and vacancy. She spoke in ways both soft and wide. Her words would bloom and never hide. Now every wall reflects my tone, and echoes prove I live alone. The wind blows through, the floors will creak, but none of them sound quite like speak. Where her voice used to be is just the scrape of fallen key. The radio won't find her song, the birds outside don't sing along. I called her name in last night's dream, but woke to stillness cold and clean. Where her voice used to be is now a hush that shadows me. I read aloud, but it falls flat, like strings without the notes they sat. She gave the house its steady tune. Now night arrives a bit too soon. Where her voice used to be, I pour my words like lost debris, but all the vows collapse mid-air, with no soft voice to meet them there. And though I speak into the light, I'm answered only by the night. Where her voice used to be still aches in every melody. lamp still hums its golden tune. The curtains breathe beneath the moon. Her sweater's hanging by the door, like she might wear it once more. The chair still leans the way she sat, the air unchanged, imagine that. But the room didn't know she's gone. It carried on like dusk to dawn. The books still stack, the mirror clear, as if she's just out grabbing beer. I called her name, the walls just sighed, the shadows stretched but never cried. The room didn't know she's gone, but I do, every hour drawn. The tea she steeped went cold last week. Her slippers quiet, her closet meek. The photos haven't dimmed or bled, but none of them recall what's said. The clock still ticks in steady rhyme, yet mocks me now with hollow time. The room didn't know she's gone. It dressed itself in same old song. The bedsheet holds her fading shape, but knows no sorrow, shame or scrape. I whispered truth into the air, but nothing shifted, nothing cared. The room didn't know she's gone, still staged like nothing ever's wrong. They say rooms learn to echo loss, to hold the weight, to feel the cost, but mine just keeps her in display, as if she'll walk back in today. The room didn't know she's gone. Its heart keeps beating, mine moves on. But every object plays pretend that love like ours does not just end. And so I sit in what remains among the lamps and silent frames. The room didn't know she's gone, but I do, and I can't be long. We talked in circles, sharp and wide, but never crossed the words inside. You asked me if the rain would stay. I said it's just another day. But in your eyes a storm was caught, and every word I should have brought, all that stayed silent, the weight we didn't fight, hung heavier than all we said. Between the tears we left unshed, no blame, no violence, just all that stayed silent now echoes louder in my head. You trace the edge of your old cup, and I look down, just giving up. The clock kept time, but not the heart. the moment fall apart. And now the room, it holds the sound of all we didn't speak aloud. All that stayed silent still lingers every night, like whispers pressed into the walls, or footsteps soft in empty halls. No fight, no tyrant, just all that stayed silent. And now it speaks when darkness falls. Some love dies not in fire, but in the hush of lost desire. No slamming doors, no last goodbyes, just quiet truths we left to lie. All that stayed silent is all I can recite. The looks, the sighs, the shifting eyes, the space between our last replies. So calm, so silent, but all that stayed was a riot. And I still hear it every night. It wasn't love she left behind. No photograph, no parting line, no sweater draped across the bed, no lipstick stained goodbye, she said. Just one small mirror in the dash, folded shut, no trace of ash. The mirror she left in your glove box still holds the light from nights gone soft. Her face, the ghost it used to frame, now only shows your eyes in shame. No perfume scent, no diamond shine, just your reflection out of time. The mirror she left in your glove box knows more of her than you ever thought. You thought to toss it once or twice, on long drives full of bad advice, but something in its quiet way felt closer than the hands of fate. It never cracked, it never spoke, but every glance a kind of smoke. The mirror she left in your glove box still watches you at every stop. No radio or passing town can quiet what it keeps around. She never wrote, she never called, but if you dare to lift the lid, you'll see the man who never did. Say what he should, or hold you close. Now all he keeps is what she chose. The mirror she left in your glove box. There's a window by my bed, but it don't show the trees or red. Just brick and paint in someone's wall. 1,000 inches, that's all. No sky to guess, no world to chase, just my reflection in its place. It's a window without a view, like how I feel since losing you. Still shaped like hope, still framed with care, but nothing real is ever there. I keep it clean, I draw the shade, but know the truth it can't evade. It's a window without a view, just like my heart since you withdrew. Once it faced the hills and sun, the laughter roads, the starting run. But then they built and I stayed still. Now it just stares and drinks the chill. I tried to hang a painted scene, but paint can't trick what might have been. It's a window without a view, like letters I won't send to you. It lets in light, but not the kind that warms the soul or stirs the mind. Some folks need a place to see, but I just need what used to be. It's a window without a view, just glass that time keeps breaking through. Some frames hold what once was wide. Now all I see is what I hide. And though it looks like open space, it's just the outline of your face. It's a window without a view, but every dawn still filters through. I sit and watch the change in light and wonder if you're doing right. It's not a wound, it's not a scar, just proof I once knew where you are. This window without a view still shows the loss, if nothing She stood beneath the amber sky, a shadow drawn before goodbye. Her hands were calm, her breath was low. The world turned slow, but she let go. I thought she'd pause or turn around, but silence held its sacred ground. She walked past dusk, beyond the glow, where day forgets the things we know. No lanterns lit, no voices call, just evening leaves that slowly fall. No rush, no husk. She walked past dusk and left me watching shadows grow. The porch light burned my coffee cool. The birds had hushed, the crickets ruled. I watched her fade into the blend of fading blue that marked the end. The orange left her hair like flame, then vanished with no one to name. She walked past dusk like parting air, too soft to grasp, too real to bear. The trees all leaned, but made no sound, as if they knew she wouldn't turn around. No ask, no muss. She walked past dusk, and I just froze and stood right there. They say dusk is where love lingers, a twilight trace on tired fingers. But some walk through and don't look back, and leave you staring at the black. No ask, no musk. She walked past dusk, and I just froze and stood right there. They say dusk is where love lingers, a twilight trace on tired fingers. But some walk through and don't look back, and leave you staring at the black. Chair still leans the way she sat, a sweater draped, forgotten flat. The coffee stain beneath her name still circles like an old refrain. She left, but not with a lock or seal, just faded into what was real. The memory left open, no hinge, no word was spoken, just pages flutter in the air of moments hanging half aware, not torn, not broken. The memory left open, like hearts too soft to say it's over. The photo frames still face her side, as if she stepped out just to hide. The scent remains upon the bed, like stories paused but never read. And every door she once passed through still waits like something love once knew. The memory left open still leans on what's unspoken. No curtain pulled, no final chord, just echoes dressed in soft accord. No token, no omen, time forgets how to begin. Her closet bare, her shelves were clean, like love had never lived between. No notes, no scent, no thread to find, just vacant space she left behind. I searched for something she might claim, but every edge erased her name. Nothing on her side, no trace she tried to hide. The bed still made, the light still warm, but all the meaning lost its form. No gear to ride, like she refused to even slide. I left my things across the floor, a shirt, a song, an open drawer, but hers were gone, not moved or tossed, just never missed, or maybe lost. The wall still held the nails she drove, but not the weight of what she wove. Nothing on her side, like time she nullified. She didn't take, she didn't steal, just let the silence slowly. No need to try. Nothing on her side, not even pain she tried to hide. Some leave with storms, some leave with fights, but she just vanished from her rights. And all that's left across this bed is echoes I retrace instead. Nothing on her side, not even words implied. No box to hold, no lock to turn, just quiet where the corners burn. My arms open wide, but nothing on her side, and all my reaching is denied. I left the keys in the motel drawer, checked out with boots still wet from the floor. Gas station coffee, bitter and thin. Another town I won't come back to again. There's a radio playing some Springsteen line about hearts on fire and borrowed time. And I'm driving toward the westbound sky, chasing shadows I can't keep chasing that westbound sky. The diner girl with the crooked smile said we all run, but stay a while. I nodded, paid, and hit the street with ghosts asleep in the passenger seat. She said, "You look like someone gone too far." I said, "That's just how some people are." And I'm driving toward the westbound sky, where goodbye always feels bone dry. I talk to roads, to signs, to songs, pretend they answer all that's wrong. Maybe love was just a try that burned beneath this westbound sky. No map, no call, no hands to hold, just yellow lines and nights gone cold. But something in the way clouds break feels like the soul this world can't fake. So I'm driving toward the westbound sky till the ache runs out or reasons die. And if I fade behind the wheel, at least I chased what might be real, the kind of dream you can't deny when you belong to the westbound sky. It started where her shoulder turned, the golden sheen no longer burned. The way the sun once kissed her skin now faded soft and folded in. No sudden dark, no violent fall, just light retreating from the wall. Where the light undid, our warmth began to skid. No spotlight left on what we were, just shadows drifting out of blur. No lid, no bid. Where the light undid, we lost the glow we never hid. Corners used to shine with us, a radiance in every hush. But windows stopped their gentle play and let the color drain away. Her smile reflected less each time, like photos left in sun too long. Where the light undid, the love no longer slid between the cracks of daily grace, and just empty gold on silent space. No word amid. Where the light undid, we watched the morning slowly rid. I chased the beam across the floor, but found it knocking on no door. And when she turned to say goodbye, the room forgot how light replies. Where the light undid was where her shadow hid. No spark remained for me to hold, just dust pretending to be gold. No cry, no kid, where the light undid is where our quiet truth was bid. She wore her scarves like fading light, spoke soft as wind before the night. Her laugh would echo through the trees, then vanish with October's breeze. She came when summer lost its heat, with boots and books and cold-swept street. She only loved me in fall, when amber leaves began to call, when sweaters clung and cider steamed, and hearts were less than what they seemed. She'd hold me close, then start to fade, like colors dying in the shade. She only loved me in fall, and left before the first snowball. We traced our names in window glass, watched golden days too quickly pass. She hummed old songs of rolling hills, then paused before the fire chills. I begged the sun to stretch its stay, but seasons don't delay their way. She only loved me in fall, when shadows danced along the wall, when pumpkins smiled and boots kicked leaves. But love, like trees, has times it grieves. She'd say, I'm not the winter kind, then kiss me once and slip the bind. She only loved me in fall, like stories meant to be so small. Now every year when cold winds chase, I seek her smile in strangers' face, but none remain. They drift like rain, while I still wait for her refrain. She only loved me in fall, a whisper got one lamb, one crooked blind, a coat hook with no coat to find. The key was left beneath the mat, still waiting where he placed it at. A note that said, I'll come by June. But June just passed without a tune. It's the room he rented but never moved into, where sunlight paints the walls in blue. The bed untouched, the faucet dry, a silence you can't quite deny. The landlord asked, should I let go? But somehow still she didn't know the room he rented but never moved into. Feels more like truth than people do. His boxes came by postal van, full of books, a worn out pan. But nothing else came through the door. No suitcase voice or steps at 4, just dust that settled slow and kind, like someone changed a fragile mind. It's the room he rented but never moved into, with one burned bulb and laces too. His name still sits on mailbox brass, like hope that stretches out too fast. He might have meant to start again, but not all ghosts know where or when. The room he rented but never moved into waits like a life he almost knew. Some places hold what never was, a promise paused without a cause. And rooms like this, they softly weep for stories no one got to keep. It's the room he rented but never moved into, where dreams hung on a rusty screw. The curtain sways with phantom breath, as if he left instead of death. No one came to claim the key, but that small room remembers he, the one who almost passed straight through the room he rented and never knew. Some places hold what never was, a promise paused without a cause. And rooms like this, they softly weep for stories no one got to keep. No one came to claim the key. She used to sing while folding sheets, a melody the floorboards greet. It lingered sweet on window glass, like honey trailing in the past. But now the walls just hum alone, as if her tone was never known. A voice that didn't stay, just slipped and ran away. No echo in the coffee steam, no whisper laced in morning's gleam. It won't replay late. That voice won't stay. It left with more than just the day. I tried to catch it on the stairs, the vow she'd leave like floating prayers. But silence met me every floor with sounds I never asked before. The breeze now speaks in stranger tongues. Nothing sounds where once she sung. A voice that didn't stay. No note for me to wait. Just empty space and spoken threads, and pauses stitched across our beds. No word to lay. Her voice won't stay. It vanished like a vow delayed. Some voices haunt the things we keep, but hers just dove too deep. And now I'll strain through every line for something soft, for some small sign. A voice that didn't stay still walks the halls astray. Not in my ears, but in my hands, where absence tries to understand. No song to play. A voice that didn't stay. Just silence singing in its way. We follow roads as far they'd bend, past wooden signs that had no end, through cornfield skies and desert moons, with hearts like half-forgotten tunes. You said beyond here no one knows, but still we drove where silence grows, where the maps fade out, where no one talks and no one shouts, just wind and fence posts leaning right. No city lines, no motel light. We reached the edge where paper stops and left our names on weathered rocks, where the maps fade out. We learn what life's about. We lost the signal, lost the song, but somehow didn't feel it wrong. Your hand was warm, your eyes were wide, like someone seeing from inside. We slept beneath a cedar tree and woke to birds that spoke like sea, where the maps fade out, no route to trace, no plan reroute. The stars became our only code as morning climbed an unnamed road. No border drawn, no time to spare, just you and me the vague, the blurred, and every love that won't survive still dreams of where it comes alive. Where the maps fade out, where trust is more than knowing how, where days aren't measured by a mile, but by the way behind a smile. I never asked if you'd stay true, I just kept walking next to you. Where the maps fade out was where I found you. The chair still sits by a window pane, its wooden arms worn smooth with rain. She used to curl with book in hand and draw small suns in morning sand. Now no one's there to sip the steam, but every dawn repeats the theme. Where she sat, the light still leans through golden blinds and quiet beams. It hits the floor the way it did when she would smile and close the lid. Thoughts too wide for words to share, but sunlight knew her better there. Where she sat, the light still leans, a silent shrine in daily scenes. I tried to move the chair one day, something in me said it'd stay. The dust it gathers feels like proof of time gone soft beneath the roof. And though her scent has long since fled, the morning air still paints her stead. Where she sat, the light still leans, a touch of grace in between. No photograph, no faded thread, just golden hush where she once read. And though the house forgets her name, the sun remembers just the same. Where she sat, the light still leans like memory through window screens. Some leave without a sound or scream, but light remembers every scene. The way she breathed, the way she turned, the coffee steam, the pages burned. Where she sat, the light still leans, each morning's echo reconvenes. And though I wake to just a chair, she's always partly sitting there. No need for voice or scent or touch, touch. She almost spoke, I almost stayed. The moment carved, but not yet weighed. Her lips began a fragile line, then folded back like closing time. No clock had chimed, no glass had rung, but something deep inside unsung, in the pause between what is and might have been. We stood like echoes out of place, too close to speak, too far to trace. No scene, no scream. In the pause between, we lost what silence can't redeem. The light was soft, the room held still. The window breathed against the sill. Her shadow touched the edge of mine, but neither dared to realign. The truth was near, but not yet named, so we just stared and left it framed. In the pause between, no lies, no sweet routine, just tension thin as autumn's air, where words were ghosts that wouldn't dare. No loud machine. In the pause between, we watched the quiet intervene. They say love ends with storms or sighs, but ours dissolved in still goodbyes. Not said aloud, not marked in ink, just slipped beneath the floor, I think. In the pause between, the world turned evergreen, but not for us, we stayed in gray, afraid to leave, too faint to stay. No king, no queen. In the pause between, we left and never broke the scene. We sat too close that autumn night, you in corduroy, me in quiet. The kettle whistled, but we stayed in silences we never weighed. I saw the flicker in your glance, but neither moved to take the chance. We never lit that fire, though the room begged with desire. The logs were stacked, the match was near, but both of us held back the fear. We smiled like friends who almost knew, but didn't dare to see it through. We never lit that fire, but it still warms me when nights tire. You told me things you'd never share, like someone testing if I care. And I replied in half-formed notes, as if we walked on frozen boats. The flame was there, the kindling dry, but love needs more than just a try. We never lit that fire, though hearts lean close, a bit inspired. You brushed my sleeve, I held my breath, but let it pass like spoken death. And though we laughed and drank our tea, the air still cracked with what could be. We never lit that fire, but I still feel its phantom choir. Some flames don't burn, they just exist, like lines we thought of but dismissed. And maybe that's a kind of grace, to leave it pure, untouched by chase. We never lit that fire, but every fall I still inquire if somewhere deep you still recall that night we nearly risked it all. No ashes here, no smoke to show, but in my chest it set aglow. We never lit that fire, yet it's the one I'll never outgrow. The suitcase sits by the hallway door, same place she dropped the night before. Her coat still folded on the top, as if she left but couldn't stop. No zipper pulled, no wheels to roll, just silence heavy, loud and whole. A suitcase still packed after she said goodbye, like a breath that never learned to die. All the dresses, all the plans, folded neat by careful hands. She said she'd leave, but not how far. Now her scent still clings like an old guitar. The suitcase still packed, just sitting there, a monument of vacant air. I almost moved it once or twice, but part of me still rolls the dice that she'll come back to claim her things, with April rain and wedding rings. But every morning proves me wrong, and every dusk just drags too long home. The suitcase still packed after she said goodbye, like a room that won't admit the sky. The socks still paired, the notes unread, left instead. No goodbye kiss, no taxi sound, just one bag waiting on the ground. A suitcase still packed like it's a prayer for love that left without repair. Some leaves slamming every door. She left something worth more, a still life framed in cotton thread of what we were and what was said. A suitcase still packed after she said goodbye. Now shadows fold where hopes would lie. I leave it there, I let it be, as if she's still inside of me. And when I pass it late at night, I almost turn on one last light. A suitcase still packed, untouched, untried, like every word I kept inside. She closed the door but left no sound, just shifted air and settled ground. The clock still ticks the way it did, but echoes louder where she hid. Each room retains her turning glance, like silence waiting for a dance. Echoes in her wake, not loud enough to break, but strong enough to stretch the walls and whisper through these empty halls. No shake, no quake, just echoes in her wake. And every step I take still stalls. Her mug remains upon the sill. The tea long cold, the window still. A book half read with dog-eared page still hums with her, still holds her stage. I try to speak, but breath won't bend, for echoes do not comprehend. Echoes in her wake, the sound the silence makes when someone leaves but won't let go of all the things they used to know. No give, no take, just echoes in her wake, and haunting like the dusk will show. She's gone in body, not in tone. She's absence that I walk alone. And every word I think to say returns in her forgotten way. Echoes in her wake, like footsteps I mistake for hers, though I've long known the truth. The air still smells of borrowed youth. No no song to fake, just echoes in her wake. And I've grown used to her ache. The sky pretended it was blue, as if it didn't miss her too. The sun came out but looked away. It didn't warm me much that day. The wind wore spring like Sunday clothes, but carried silence no one chose. The sky pretended it was blue, but I could see the aching through. It painted light on every tree, while shadows whispered back to me. And though the clouds were white and slow, they held a grief they didn't show. The sky pretended it was blue, just like I used to, loving you. Loving you. The neighbors smiled like morning news. The birds rehearsed their happy cues, but underneath their scripted grace was something cracked they couldn't face. I walked alone beneath the hue of something false and far from true. The sky pretended it was blue, a shade she'd always walk into. She'd laugh and lift her face to light, but now that color stings too bright. I almost waved into the air, but knew full well she wasn't there. The sky pretended it was blue, and I pretended I moved through. It's funny how the world puts on its makeup just to carry on, while hearts like mine are out of tune, still stuck inside a colder June. The sky pretended it was blue, like postcards sent but never do. It offered hope in vain disguise to blind the tears beneath my eyes. And though it shines, it doesn't mend, for skies don't break and hearts don't bend. The sky pretended it was blue, and I still miss her through and through. This sky was clear, or so we thought. No clouds to hide the love we caught. Your hands were trembling near my sleeve, like stars that burn then choose to leave. We kissed beneath a willow tree, but nothing looked, no one could see. The moon wasn't watching us, silver light, no glowing trust, just shadows stretching through the grass, like moments made to never last. We thought the night might bless our name, but silence swallowed all the flame. The moon wasn't watching us, and so we vanished without fuss. You whispered truth, both small and deep, like prayers you'd borrowed just to keep. I held your face, you closed your eyes, as if that made it less like lies. But when I looked to catch a sign, the sky was blank, no sacred line. The moon wasn't watching us, no witness hung in midnight's hush. Just breath and touch, then slow retreat, like waves that never kiss your feet. We weren't a story stars would save, just echoes no one ever gave. The moon wasn't watching us, so even fate won't speak of us. I used to think all love was seen by heaven's high field serene, but now I know some hearts collide where even starlight fails to bite. The moon wasn't watching us, it turned its face, withheld its trust, and now the night just feels too wide without the pull of you inside. I walk alone past where we stood, the sky above still cold and good. The moon wasn't watching us, and maybe that's why it felt just. The trees still sway in morning light, but none of them will say it right. The breeze that used to kiss her hair now dances past like she's not there. I called her name into the sky, but clouds just moved and passed me by. Even the wind won't speak her name, it whispers soft but not the same. The fields stay still, the lake won't stir, no echo dares remember her. I beg the pines to sing her tune, but silence fell on sun and moon. Even the wind won't speak her name, like loss itself forgot its claim. She walked these hills in summer's breath, but left before the fall of death. The swing she loved still creaks at dawn, but never sways since she's been gone. I stood where laughter used to land, but found just dust inside my hand. Even the wind won't speak her name, it once would dance, now it's just tame. The ocean hums a different key, avoiding chords of memory. creature too has left the frame. Maybe the earth has made a pact to guard her name and not look back. Or maybe I'm the only one still chasing ghosts beneath the sun. Even the wind won't speak her name, and I've grown tired of taking blame. If gales forget and rivers hush, then maybe loss is in the hush. So I just sit beneath the sky and let her fade without goodbye. Even the wind won't speak her name, so neither will I, just the same.